It's Friday night. I don't understand what else you'd be doing with your life. You'd be watching the show. Thank you, though. Thank you very much for always watching. And thank you so much for all of the love that we get. I don't take that for granted. Not one bit. The hashtag is Hey Amina. Now, in case you didn't know, recently a Hollywood campaign called Time's Up that seeks to help fight sexual harassment in the film industry and other workplaces was launched. See, it's described as a unified call for change from women in entertainment for women everywhere. It comes in the wake of sexual abuse allegations that women have been, facing globally in different countries all around the world. In a solidarity letter, Time's Up says the struggle for women to break in, to rise up the ranks, and to simply be heard must end. It goes on to say that such harassment can often continue because, one, the perpetrators, and two, the employers never face any consequences. The campaign is backed by hundreds of women around the world, including the phenomenal ladies who are with me here in studio tonight. Woo, 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 woo. Really?
I've never wooed on TV.
I don't know.
That came through naturally.
I know. You've done it before. What? The woo, 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 woo? Yeah, it sounded very natural.
I don't go out much, sorry.
Oh. I'm like, it's a going out thing?
This is,
Maybe you shouldn't. Did you guys hear that your wigs are yanked off now?
Like, yeah, in town.
That's a problem.
It's okay.
It's a thing.
But you'll just run after them, by the way. Like the gene me would come out.
It's that cost a lot
That's
of money.
my wig.
Okay.
I don't know. You'd fight them? You'd be like, Kujapa, and I would give
It's just disrespect. At least ask.
At least ask.
No,
that's better.
Let's just be courteous.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, please.
We're not in Dar es Salaam. I don't know how. I would be so embarrassed. I'd want to die. I would definitely move countries. I'd just change my name. Like, no.
After you get your
to Mexico.
Yes.
I don't know. But welcome to the studio, guys.
Thank you.
I'm so happy that you guys came through. I remember I talked to Janet and she was like, I'm not sure I'm available. And when I told her what it was for, she was like, great, I'm coming. I'm in there. Like swimwear. Shout out to Willis. But yeah, so I'm so glad that you guys decided to come through. Wahu, the last time I saw you, you couldn't really just tell me I'm about to be a gospel musician.
I couldn't really just, eh?
I don't know. I felt like we were...
Here we are.
So she came up with this song. I don't know if you've watched it. It's called Sifa. Take a quick look. All right, fine. So the machine has decided it doesn't feel like playing the song. But you came up with a song called Sifa, and you now crossed over.
Yes, I did, and I'm really enjoying it. I feel it feels right.
Yeah,
it absolutely feels right. Yes.
Yeah. So I wish you all the very best.
Thank you.
I hope I can interview now. Miss in a platform here.
Of course. I mean, of course. Absolutely. Yeah.
How is it so far?
I mean, so far, you see, for me, I keep saying it wasn't a career move per se.
Okay.
It's really a reflection of where I am spiritually. You know, out of the overflow of your heart, your mouth will speak. So I'm really in a place where I've really just decided that God is front and center, most important thing in my life, and I'm pursuing this, and I'm happy about it. And because of where my mind is at, this is the kind of music that's coming out of me.
Fantastic. Adele just keeps wanting to clap. Siju to Kokwa class.
No,
just like,
I'm so happy for her.
Thank you.
You seem so happy.
I'm happy.
Because I'm happy, clap along if you feel like a Anyway, but we have the video now. So, do we have the video? Yes? Great. Okay, so take a look. Job. I even saw you shooting that video and you still did not tell me.
Yes, we met.
On the day.
We met on the day.
Oh,
you were getting stuff.
Imagine. For Koroga. I was going for Koroga.
Yes.
And it's so good to see as well, Janet, for the past year when you decided that I don't want to be on TV anymore. I want to go find myself. I want to
eat, pray, love. I had an eat, pray, love moment.
Yes, you did.
No. I will... There's every likelihood I'll go back on air. It's just, I just needed to take a break for that period of time.
So, Kujanation?
Hey, not pressure is this.
NMG.
On the spot. But yeah, it was more like, see you later than goodbye.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I'm warming up to the idea of returning at some point.
Yeah.
So.
You said you're going to take time off to go and leave. I don't know, do what? I haven't seen you on holiday.
I know.
I haven't seen you. I'm just
It's
like...
so bad. I think, you know, you go out and then suddenly all these things that you've always wanted to do, all the passions you wanted to pursue, they come to life. So I was like, let me do them now this time. And then December came in and I was like, I'm tired again, you know, but it's okay. I've loved the year. It's been a little tough, but a little great. Self-actualization always has its tough moments.
It does.
But everything I've managed to do, I'm super proud of. I got to spend a lot of time with my family and my son. That was one of the reasons I needed to take a break. And I'm in a pretty good place now. I don't like to say I've found myself. It's still a journey, but I'm in a much happier place than when I left. So I feel good. And so whatever I do now, it'll be something I want to do, the way I want to do it, so I'm excited about that.
And congratulations to Mr. Dishu. Is that how you say the name, Dishu?
Yes,
right?
that's how you say the name.
Yes.
Yes, a new chapter for him as well. So yeah, it's been
Tell
amazing.
people, what is he now? Tell
them. Follow. What is this?
First of all, he's watching like, look at these guys discussing me. No. He got a fantastic new appointment. He's very passionate about tech, so he's going to be able to set up part of a global company in Kenya and Africa, actually. So
That's fantastic.
Yes.
He's doing good. So
More
we're proud of him.
Family. Hey.
Yeah, I know.
Janet is like, thank God, babe, now I can also take another year
I know.
off.
I was like, can I continue with my sabbatical?
Yes. So you've now decided that, you know, the more of the work that we see you doing is charity.
Yeah.
And some of that work, if we do have that video, is #EndChildMarriageKE. So many different sort of things that you take up, and I'm not even sure which one we do have. So we're going to find out which one we have together.
I hope it's a clean one.
All right, it's the machine. I think it's decided. Today, but you have done #EndChildMarriageKE.
Yeah.
You've done one on, I think it was sanitary towels.
Yes.
So very many.
Yeah.
Kudos, Janet.
Thank you. I think the passion for wanting to highlight issues started many years ago, but it was reignited a few years, 2013, when there was a story that ran about girls lacking access to pads. And so it just made me wonder, how is it that in 2013, these issues are still so rampant? And from there, doing one thing and intervening in one kind of led me to so many other chapters, because they marry into, that's the End Child Marriage video, I think.
Oh, okay.
This was such a powerful campaign with UNICEF, because I like that they were using these visuals and storytelling and social experiments. You'd be surprised that a lot of Kenyans didn't know it was happening in their backyard, that didn't know it was happening in Nairobi. And so it was good to get that information and to just kind of put policymakers on blast and be like, why is this still happening? Why are you comfortable? Why are you letting it happen? I mean, it takes us back to the conversation around Time's Up. It's all linked up, because it's all about fundamental rights for girls and women. And it's something I'm very passionate about. And I hope with all our voices raised, we can continue to amplify that message.
Yeah. And we do that by continuously having conversations about it. And Adele, on her YouTube channel, decided to bring in the men, because guys feel like this is a thing that is only for chicks, it's only women. Let us be the ones to talk about. Why did you decide to get them in?
I think because when you talk about rape, it's not just women who are victims. And so we never ever talk about men who are victims of rape. And it has to come out that when you talk about rape awareness, or even advocating for actual consequences for rapists, nobody ever says or allows the voice of the male victim to be in that space. And so when you are talking about awareness or solutions, you have to involve the men, because it affects them as well. So it's not a feminist agenda. It's always been morphed into, it's women against men. Obviously, if you look at the numbers, yes, there are more reported cases of women having been raped, but that's not necessarily what's happening on the ground, because we haven't created a platform or a space where men can come out and say, I've gone through A, B, C, D, right? It's almost wrong. So I needed men to come out and just talk about different things they think need to be addressed, even in awareness, but also in terms of rape culture. What do we do as Kenyans, as Africans, that actually perpetrates an environment where rape is almost okay, you know? So it's like we think it goes from 0 to 100 really quick, but there's like 1, 2, 3, and then it spirals out of control, which is what we're in. So I think it's very important to have men in it, because it's not just, we're not bashing men.
No, we're not. No,
we're not. And if what we're doing works, it works out for men and women.
It works out for everyone, exactly.
It does, that is true.
Yeah.
And recently you traveled,
Yes.
and you got a chance to meet
Hey.
the Duchess of Cambridge,
Yeah.
Kate Middleton.
Yeah.
How do you even act around royalty? Like, what do you do?
Did you guys
So
do
now,
that?
let me
Yeah,
tell
know what I
you.
mean? Like, what did you do? Were you just like, at this point, go attack or something?
Yeah. No, seriously.
How was that moment?
It was, I didn't know it was happening. Like when we got the email, and they're so nice. They're like, do you mind being one of the delegates to... Yes, Wahu, dramatic.
Okay, Wahu. People drop mics, but you can drop your phone. That's also, it's great. Pick it up.
She's like, let me just pick
Let me just get my phone. Okay, go ahead.
No, seriously, they were like, do you mind, via email, do you mind being one of the delegates to meet and receive the Duke and the Duchess? And I was like, do I mind? And so I remember with my whole team.
Yeah, like I would hate
And it
that.
was a whole paragraph of such language. So me and my team were like, look at them. Do you mind? Do you mind, Adele? Do you?
Yeah.
So anyway, but the moment was really great. The day before, they have protocol and the cut seeing is there.
Yeah.
Really?
And
But like,
yeah.
how did you do it? Like, did you have to learn?
I
practice?
didn't. I forgot. In the moment,
It's okay.
so much is
I'm really sure they didn't
happening.
mind.
So much is happening. So like they teach you the day before they taught us, like, Katsi, don't extend your hand. They have to extend their hand. And then the next day when we were actually meeting them,
Yeah.
the other people who were delegates have done so much.
Yeah.
Like I was the age of one of their last borns. Like the two people I was standing next to own media houses.
Yeah.
And so I was, in that moment, I'm like, oh Jesus, what am I going to say about my land?
You just
It's
lie. They don't
Kenya.
know you.
Yeah.
And
Just like-
so when she came, I was just like, hi.
Did you
Yeah, I was like, hi. And then the next guy bowed, and when I saw him bow, I was like,
That's
I
what I was
was
supposed to
like, I was like, can we take it from the top,
I know.
please? But
Like
it was
wheeling
really
back.
great. Yeah, it was like,
That was
Like,
cool.
just embarrassing. No, but
Yeah.
I think
That
it
was
would
amazing.
happen because
No.
you know
Yeah.
she's very influential.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I think is the only monarch in the world that people sort of like recognize. I feel
Oh,
like
yeah.
the others. I know
Yeah.
there's ones Jew people don't really
Yeah.
know them.
Oh, a lot of, I mean, it's so sad. I just got into this documentary phase one day about
Yeah.
the royal family. So I can actually tell you what happened to the other monarchs, but I would look like a geek on air. So I'm just
Oh
gonna
yes,
drop
because
that
of the
story.
Netflix thing.
Yes.
Yes.
Started
we were
learning
binge
about, oh,
watching
that's what happened to
together.
Denmark.
Yeah.
Oh, right. So no. Let me
but
not
in
do
the
that.
moment,
Yeah. It's amazing.
it's my, like afterwards I was calling home. Have you told, okay, so Dana is grandma. Have you told my grandma? Have you told Dana what's happened? Send her the photo. Make sure she
that's
sees it.
so
But
nice.
you know,
That's really
yeah.
nice.
all you jungles are related. I'm
Yeah.
so sorry. Your grandma is
Yeah.
like, there's a lady in the royal palace. Ukimuliza. Ametoka huku kwetu. Anyway, Christine, what are people saying on social media?
Yes, we have a lot. The first one here from Michael Oliechu saying, to address violence against women, women need to be educated against being okay with violence. Violence is never okay. Sure. Klein, this is from the meme challenge. When you bring a slay queen to your bed sitter and she asks why the gas cylinder is in the living room.
But now.
Michael Adaka saying, Amina, please do me the honors and shake Adele's hands, Wahu, and Janet Mbugua hands for
All
me.
right,
They're doing
okay.
a great job.
I'm not going to shake her hand. I'm just going to curtsy. Is this how you do it?
Yeah. And
So
then you don't
Adele
shake
just
your
don't
hand
like
until I...
like it's violent. Like what is
Imagine, I was
this?
like, hi.
So we do this, and I've been told to shake your hands. I'm Janet. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
And then there's a way guys do that. Hey, and we did that whole thing. There's someone who said something that women need to be taught that it's not okay, that violence isn't okay. Because I don't know if you have any friends or relatives who they tell you ananipiga lakini ananipenda or ananipiga lakini manzesi
Yeah.
right? It's almost like there's a sort of violence that is acceptable.
Yeah. And I feel like that's the mold that's really breaking with the conversations that are going on. There's that domestic violence. I think there's a research that said 1 in 3 women aged between 18 and 34 has been harassed in the workplace. And so, yeah, the education needs to start with, you know, like Adele mentioned, men and women knowing their rights. But women shouldn't be, shouldn't feel like they're silenced anymore. And I think that's what the Time's Up thing is. If you're feeling, in a sense, that there's bondage and that you're being abused and harassed, in the workplace, it's always dicey because you're like, if I speak out, they'll think I'm being too much or I'm trying to be too aggressive. And it's sad. And the moment we begin to break these cycles, then we have just a better society where you know, women understand that they have every right to be in the same opportunity as their male counterparts, and men don't feel like that's an issue. You know what I mean? And I think that's definitely the one that you've mentioned about abuse. That's heartbreaking because a lot of people still tolerate that.
And they make it look like it's okay.
Yeah, and it's okay. And also the reason why there has to be balance in the conversation, because it can't be only the victim's responsibility to know that it's not okay. It also has to be the people who go out. We have to actually engage men to understand why is there violence? What is it what step did we miss in previous generations? Is it mentorship? Is it, how do we sort that out? Or how do you guys sort it out as well? As much as we as women are having the conversation on our end, men also have to lead those conversations amongst themselves as well. So it's not, because even if you say, I need to know it's not okay, of course I know it's not okay to be beaten, right? But let's say it's in terms of street harassment, which is something that happens. I know it's not okay, but in the moment, am I going to take on 10 men as a woman? How do we engage those 10 men to be like, by the way, you guys, also you, it's not right what you're doing.
But what Amina was saying, for example, if you look at it from our context, a lot of women, and I'm sure we know people like that, who you've been a victim of violence at home, you go home, your mother tells you, ulifanya nini. You know what I'm saying? So there's a whole cultural dynamic as well. What do we accept as a society as right and wrong in that regard?
Did you guys see the other day when people were trending, unfortunately, you know, there were names like Nick Mutuma that were thrown in, and I know him, and you know, we worked together, and he's a really cool guy. And I didn't know that side of him, and I'm not in a position to say he did or he didn't, right? But why is it that people are so quick to say the victim is lying? Why is that always to go to like,
victim shaming has been there because it's an easier truth to swallow.
Were you ever told that you lied?
Actually, I haven't been told that I lied. Well, not to my face. Maybe someone has. But I think it's an easier truth to swallow than, oh my God, this actually happened. And it's quicker. And in this day and age where I feel like we're moving slowly to a point where it's men versus women, which is so horrible. It's so horrible. It doesn't need to be that way. And because of that, you'll just see like, you're lying. You must be lying, and then it's over. You know what I mean? So
move on.
So then what does that do to other victims?
And that's, for me, that's the biggest, I think that's my biggest concern, is that it's making a lot of people comfortable in their silence, or feeling like, if I speak, I'll just be, I'll just be victimized, and you shouldn't be. And when you do speak out, oh, you're just persecuted. I mean, you're called everything from a feminazi to a toxic, because I led my voice to someone who couldn't. That's the sad reality. And it's not male bashing. That's what I don't get. I'm like, but at what point did we bash you? We're just saying these are issues that are happening. How can we address it? And I think, and I've told this to a few of my male or men in my life, I'm like, your silence, I think, does more. I think the moment more men begin to raise their voice and say, this is not okay, and if we post something or put something out there, DMing is not enough. Post it out there and say, I endorse this message, or I support what they're doing. And I think, but they don't do that, and that's something that I'm very curious about.
Because when we addressed it, you'd get like men that you know, in your WhatsApps or your DMs saying,
but they're not putting it out there.
But they're not using their, influence and their platform to lead conversations amongst their male followers.
Because of the backlash. So they don't
get the backlash. But sometimes, especially if you look at the stats, now it's bigger than us. It's bigger than individuals. It's not individuals fighting individuals. It's bigger than us.
There is another issue as well. There is the gender pay gap. Now, I've been a victim of this, and I called Janet, and I was so upset about it. And I don't know if you know Tracy Ellis Ross. She's an actress in Blackish,
of course,
and she's threatening to quit because she just found out that she's paid significantly less than Anthony. And then there is Kat Sadler from E! News, who quit recently because she was told how, hey, baby, he's earning way more than you. But she's like, we do the same exact thing and the same exact job. Now, have you ever gone through that, Wahu, as an entertainer? You are nameless, booked for the same gig. You are being paid 10K, he's being paid 100,000.
I want to say I don't think I have. I don't know that I have.
Okay.
Maybe because, I mean, not between my husband and I, but out there, I don't really discuss so much with what other people are getting paid and that sort of thing. What I do for myself is I know what my brand value is, right? So the conversation starts from there. This is what I believe I'm worth. Now the problem could be maybe I undervalued myself next to this guy. So then that's something I have to take up with myself. But about knowing that I have been paid significantly less because I am a woman, I have not experienced that. What I have experienced is people, and this was earlier on in my career, people saying that, I remember this one guy, and I had just started out. He met me on the streets, and he says, oh, you're that singer. Do you know what female singers, you know what they are, right? You know, of course, that does not insinuate a positive thing. And I felt so bad. I'm like, would you say that to a guy? You know, would you call out a guy like that? And for me, what that did and how I took that for myself, I mean, the guy did not mean, obviously he was trying to box me and to tag me. And a lot of women in the entertainment industry, whether they're musicians and dancers, have gone through that. You get branded a certain kind of girl, a certain kind of lady, whereas you're not. You're just a passionate artist. I like what I do just like that guy. You get, so for me, what that instance did is I said, you shall see me.
All right.
Yes, and I shall get ahead on my own merit, not because of anything else. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, but it's unfortunate that that scenario happens where people will look at you and brand you. You know, I don't know if you guys have experienced that.
Like, I think they, again, like society is more accepting of certain things if men do them than if women do them, right? So even if you, unfortunately, if you speak about, let's say, a scandal, right? So if a man does something in the entertainment scene, he just like, it's like a bump, like, and then, but a woman is vindicated.
Your career can be...
Everything is rounded off to the last scandal. It just keeps coming back, and you're just like, guys.
It is true.
I just think it's insane that in this day and age, the gender pay gap is there. I know it may sound ridiculous for me to say that, but it's shocking. And the disparity, it's like sometimes 6 times more. I'm like, wait, I'm trying to understand. Don't we have the same cues? Don't we have the same JD? And it's something that, for me, it's really sickening and it's really upsetting that it's still happening. For me, has it happened? It probably has. I mean, now I'm sort of more aware, and I know recently when I was asked to do something with another colleague, I'm like, I need to know what he's making. If you don't tell me, I'll find out. I'll just call someone to call someone and find out, because I need to know, because I don't want to put myself out there telling people to appreciate their worth when I'm not doing it. I'm not sure what's going to turn that around. In the workplace, I feel like there's a lot of things that need to be addressed, from harassment to pay, to even things like maternity leave. There's a lot of issues that, even in the Victorian age, it's like they've stayed there. The people are not changing with the times, and that's frustrating.
Do you think the problem, and I've thought about it for a long time, is that when you look at gatekeepers, in most industries, it's men.
Yeah, could be.
That's true.
And so we need to now start injecting more women in those boardrooms that actually make those decisions.
Absolutely.
That trickle down to change. Because I see that a lot in our industry. Yes, we are now getting more women in, but I'm like, now we need to just now.
Thank you.
Yes. And again, more women isn't saying less men. I really think that
more
narrative
women, more
needs to be
qualified
understood.
women.
It needs to be said that we need to uplift so that everyone benefits. Some of the companies that have this 50-50 policy of women management, I think there's 2 in Kenya, they tend to say the results show there's better, better productivity, better attitude. So it's just a matter of look at what works and try and adapt it slowly. It can't be overnight, but if you decide I'm going to be archaic because it's worked before, that's a problem. Adapt what's happening around you.
The same way that this conversation, definitely we can't finish it up tonight. I feel like we need to have it more and more. I know you just started having talks. Happy birthday month, if that's a thing.
Thank you.
And I know that this is something that you're very passionate about. Adele does it, I think, twice a month. 14 times on her Twitter.
Once, I know.
But I feel like she does it all the time. I'm like, every time I see her posting, she's just having a chat. And,
which is so good, though.
More people
I love that,
to be involved. And I think we need to keep on talking about it. And guys, this is something that we sort of need you to, chime in. There's also something that I notice about how, when a woman is doing so well, and this is specific to the entertainment industry because that's the one I'm in, you have to be doing something with someone.
That's true.
It can be just, she worked hard and and she got there. And I feel like you have sisters, you have daughters, you will get daughters, and you want them to know that there are women who, you know, become Wonder Women, and it's okay to be phenomenal as a woman without any help from guys. But we do need guys.